Hello everyone, I am Atemafo Magdalene, a healthcare personnel, coming from an NGO, which is a non-governmental organization known as Association for Creating Awareness on Health-Related Issues. Today we'll talk about some of the effective measures in order to prevent more and more from the pandemic outbreak of coronavirus. Yes, we already have some of the recommended method or measures put in place by either the government, WHO, CDCs, and other organizations. But I believe such method or measures should accomplish educating the people, which is the population and community especially. Because inside the communities, we have the educated and the non-educated class of people. For example, I would take in quote the elderly people, which is your grandma or grandpa. If you're asking your grandma or grandpa to wear the mask, put on the gloves, use the hand sanitizers without educating or telling this grandma on how such materials that has been recommended has to be used, it will be a waste of time or causing more harm than good. Now, if you are washing your hands, you make sure that you are washing your hands from a running water, for example, a tap, not just inside a standing water, inside a bucket that has been there for a long duration. Washing of your hands should be in a running water, like I said, flowing from a tap. You are using soap, and you are washing your hands inside your palms, then outside. You don't just wash an end from your extremities, but you have to move upward, not just ending from the extremity of your hands. And when you are washing your hands, you should also have in mind you have your neighbors, especially people that are keeping long nails. Nail birds stuck in dirt which attract bacteria or viruses without you knowing. If you can use soft brush or sponge to do the hand washing, it's also good. Make sure you wash your hands before you're wearing your gloves. Wearing gloves is not a total guarantee of preventing you from acquiring or contacting coronavirus. Wash your hands and wear your gloves. I don't know the type of gloves you are using or the colors, but don't wear gloves that are burst, or don't put up gloves that in the process is burst and you are still putting them on in the name of preventing yourself from coronavirus. A burst gloves cannot do anything, it's more harm. If you are putting on the disposable ones or the sterile ones, fine, but it should not be burst, and don't put it for a long duration of time. You have to change them frequently, especially for people that put on gloves and go out. Because you can't tell me you are not using your hand active. Your hands has to be active. And you change your gloves. Because our body produces waste product in the form of sweating. If you're also using your mask, please, I don't know the type of mask, whatever mask you are using, fine. But such mask should not be dirty, and you should also be aware that it hasn't been used by anybody without you knowing, either directly or indirectly. You should also sterilize all these materials that you are using or dispose them properly. For example, if you want to sterilize either your mask, you can boil lukewarm water, you soak it inside, then you put it on a solar system, maybe under the sun. After for a while, you iron. Or you use a little quantity of eau de javel, soak in water, pour this mask inside, remove immediately, put it under a solar system. Don't wear one particular a particular mask for a long duration. It's dirty, you are still putting in on. In court, in the name of preventing yourself from coronavirus causing more harm to your health. If you are using hand sanitizers, fine. Hand sanitizer, you wash your hands, then you apply the hand sanitizers. It's not a total guarantee that you are being prevented from contacting or acquiring coronavirus. We just apply only hand sanitizer and you are fine. You don't like to wash your hands. Hand washing is an effective baseline to break the chain of infection in health. Hand sanitizer stocks a lot of dirt in your hands. And they also have disadvantage. It causes damage to the skin, especially to those that are skin irritating. There's an alarming rate of dangers in hand sanitizers by the population faced. You apply hand sanitizers and you go to where flames are there. For example, fire, especially people that cooked or go to where we have flames. Hand sanitizer contain alcohol, which is very attractive where there is flames. It causes burns, increasing the death rate inside the population indirectly. My grandma cannot apply hand sanitizer, then says that I want to prepare food for children or for the family or my mom. Please be aware. If you apply the hand sanitizer, don't go closer to an inflamed area or flame area like fire, especially for those that are using the wood Triston fire site. Even gas. Please don't wash your hands. You go and prepare your food. The community should be aware of these measures or recommended procedures put in place and know their dangers. All these materials put in place, gloves, face mask, hand sanitizers, remember, they are just preventative method as a means to prevent you, the population, from coronavirus. Use it with caution and be aware of how you are doing this procedure. I will round up by saying that hand washing breaks the barrier. Wash your hands frequently. This video can be shared. Together we fight against coronavirus. For the meantime,